Welcome to Module 8 of the Self-Directed Employment Planning Training. This module is called Understanding Resources for Employment and Advocating for What You Need. My name is Colin. I am a self-advocate from Madison, Wisconsin. I will be your narrator for this module. In this module, you will learn about the resources that might be available to you and how employment supports and services are funded. These resources can be blended in a way that creates a whole plan that meets your employment planning needs. Although support systems and the rules for fundings are always subject to change, this module will help you to understand the basics about funding resources for employment supports and the ways you can access those resources and advocate for what you need. There is a section in the workbook that goes with Module 8. After you go through this module, you can use the workbook to answer the questions and continue to create your plan for employment. There is also a section in the resource guide that goes with this module. If you have not downloaded the workbook or resource guide yet, click on the Resources tab on the right-hand corner of the screen to download the workbook before you go through this module. If you are still in high school, there are a few ways that you can work toward your future goals. The first thing that can help you prepare for employment is to take classes that are about career exploration. Most high schools have classes designed to help all students figure out what they might want to do for work as adults. Another good idea that goes hand in hand with taking career exploration classes is to take extracurricular types of classes in high school that interests you. Your case manager and teachers should have a list of all the classes that are available. Topics for such classes might be graphic art, cooking, keyboarding, money management, poetry writing, or sculpting. In addition to classes on a variety of subjects, you can also get involved in activities that are available through your school, such as a club or a sport. There is another great way to figure out what really interests you and what subjects and activities you like. Let your parents, teachers, case manager, and other people who help you at school know that you want to take any classes that are offered and explore your options for after you graduate. In addition to getting involved in activities and taking classes that sounds interesting to you, you can also work with your case manager, teachers, and guidance counselor to make your individual education plan, or IEP, and your post-secondary transition plan, also called PTP for short, specific to your goals. Your plans are not only about employment, but should also have information about what you want to do after you graduate from high school. Part of your transition plan might be to go to college, technical school, or some other type of job training program after high school. Those are good goals too, and are also part of planning for your future career. The main thing is to make sure that you know about your transition plan from school and that you get to have input based on your interests, skills, and future goals. Another important step you can take in employment planning during high school is to get work experience. Most people have jobs during high school to make spending money and save for their future. Research shows that students with disabilities who have at least 2 paid jobs while in high school are 5 times more likely to be successful with employment after high school. Lots of jobs that students get during high school do not require previous experience. Some jobs that people get during high school include working at restaurants, grocery stores, movie theaters, and landscaping companies, to mention only a few. Getting real work experience helps all students begin to build a work history learn about the responsibilities for a job, and get references for future job searches. If you stay in high school between the ages of 18 and 22 for additional assistance, then you can expect to have help with finding community work experiences during that time. Doing as much as you can to learn about your interests and abilities and to get work experience while you are still in high school will be helpful to your employment planning as you become an adult, even if you do not find your ideal job while you are still in high school. Most people don't. If you are in high school or a transition program through a school district, then you may already know that your teachers, case manager, school guidance counselor, and maybe a transition coordinator can help you with your employment planning process. Teachers can assist you to choose and succeed in general education classes and vocational classes that interest you and will help you reach your goals. Your case manager can help you create your plan and make contacts with others needed to assist you. The guidance counselor at your school can help you find out about different careers and also with a search for post-secondary college options that you might want to consider. Some school districts also have a transition coordinator who can help with planning, finding work experiences, and working with other people like family, employers, and college staff. While you are still in high school or a transition program, you can get help from your school and parents to complete an application for services from the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. DVR will work with you to develop an individual plan for employment, called an IPE for short, and with that plan, DVR can purchase services for you to get work experience, find a job, and get training for your new job. If you are past school, you can also get help from DVR to find a job. DVR works with people with disabilities who are unemployed, underemployed, or fear losing a job or need to make a career change due to disability. DVR is also a source for services for people with disabilities to get education or training in order to get a job and become more self-sufficient. DVR gets money from both the state and federal government to assist people to work in their communities. This money comes from public sources, like from taxes. DVR services exist because many people with disabilities need help with job training and finding employment. To get started with DVR, you will need to complete an application for services. You might hear someone talk about making a referral to DVR. That is another word for the application process. You can get help to complete your referral and application from someone on your support team. The referral for DVR services is found on the DVR website. If you need help, you can also call the DVR office in your area. Information about the DVR website and contact information is in Section 8 of the resource guide that goes with this module. After you have submitted a referral or application, a decision will be made about whether or not your local DVR office can help you. If DVR is going to work with you, then you will be assigned a vocational rehabilitation counselor from DVR. That person will work with you to create your individualized plan for employment. DVR will develop a plan with you that includes some of the services you might need to address barriers to employment and get the support you need to find the right job. Some examples of things that might be in your plan are an agency to complete a career profile or assessment with you, a job developer to help you look for a job, a work incentives benefits analysis so you can learn how your paychecks from work will affect your benefits, tuition expenses to complete a job training program, such as a certification to be a child care worker or a certified nursing assistant, assistive technology or equipment to be used in your job search or at work, transportation help or bus tickets until you are able to afford these with your own work income, or funding for someone to help you with your job training, like a job coach. You may not need these things, or you may need different things. DVR also supports business plan development and can provide limited amount of funding to start up a self-employment venture. If you work with DVR, your counselor will determine the specific things that DVR can help with based on your employment plan and your needs. While DVR can help you with services to find and learn a job, DVR is not a source for long-term employment supports. DVR will only provide services and funding for supports until you are stable on your new job or with your business. If you need long-term job coaching and are found eligible for long-term care through Family Care or IRIS, this will be your resource for ongoing employment supports. It is important that DVR and your long-term care support program work together during the employment planning process in order to blend these resources together and to make a smooth transition to long-term support once you are done working with DVR. Long-term supports are not just for employment supports. People with disabilities also rely on long-term care to provide supports for personal care, home supports, and transportation services. In Wisconsin, there are two main long-term care programs. One is called Family Care, and the other is called IRIS. You can find out if you are eligible for long-term care by meeting with the options counselor at the Aging and Disability Resource Center in your area. These places are called ADRCs for short. An internet link to all of the ADRCs in Wisconsin is listed in Section 8 of the resource guide. If you meet with an options counselor at the ADRC, he or she will ask you questions and will want documentation to determine if you are eligible for long-term care. If you are found eligible, the options counselor will explain the programs that are available to you. Family Care is a managed care long-term care program. That means that you work with an organization called a Managed Care Organization, or MCO for short, that operates in your area to provide services to people with disabilities. That MCO will assign a care manager and a nurse to you. They will meet with you to develop your support plan. You can get help from anyone who is important to you to create your plan. This plan, known as the member-centered plan, should be focused on the things you want to do or achieve in your life, like your employment goals or where you want to live. Once you have shared your goals and preferences with your family care team, they will use a method to allocate resources and services to help you reach your goals. Another long-term care program is called the IRIS program. IRIS stands for Include, Respect, I Self-Direct. IRIS is a self-directed supports program. This means that once you are found eligible for long-term care services with the ADRC, the options counselor will tell you how much funding is available to provide your long-term care supports. This funding is called an individual budget. This budget does not include the help you might need for personal care or for health and medical care. Once you get this budget amount, you can work with an IRIS consultant and involve anyone else who is important to you to create an individualized plan that details how much funding you will spend on support to reach your goals. For example, if your monthly individual budget is $1,500, You may choose to spend $500 of that a month to help you determine that you like to do by getting support to volunteer and hiring an agency to do discovery. Once that part of the planning process is done, you might then decide to spend your money in different ways, especially if DVR is providing some financial support to purchase services like job development. During that time, the $500 you were spending could go to help you learn how to ride the bus and improve your skills and increase your involvement in the community in different ways. Once you are stable in your job, you will need to plan for your transition to ongoing work supports if you need them. Once again, you will need to revisit your plan and adjust your budget accordingly. IRIS can be flexible and you can be creative with your planning. To get the most out of the planning, you might find it helpful to enlist the support of an IRIS consultant, family members, peers, or trusted allies to help you research your options and create a plan that works for you. Family Care also offers the opportunity for you to self-direct your services if you want to. Family Care members can choose to self-direct one, some, or all of their services. If you are interested in self-directing your employment plan, your managed care organization can help you determine what resources are available to you and can provide you with an individual budget to purchase employment supports and services. If you are interested in learning about self-directed support and family care, talk with your case manager. Each MCO has a person who specializes in self-directed supports for their organization. With self-directed support, you can use different options to get the support you need. You can work with service providers, or you can recruit, provide training for, and hire your own support staff. Modules 9 and 10 will help you understand how to choose the services and supports that work best for you. The first step to finding out if long-term support services are an option for you is to make an appointment with the Aging and Disability Resource Center, or ADRC, or county's Human Services Department. If you are in high school, you can contact your ADRC when you are 17 years, 6 months old to find out if you are eligible for long-term care services. The link to find your local ADRC is listed in Section 8 of the Resource Guide. In Module 5, the Plan to Achieve Self-Support, called PASS for short, was briefly explained. PASS plans are funds from the Social Security Administration that you might be able to use to purchase goods and services to reach your employment goal. This includes using the PASS funds to start a business. The resource guide has some internet links that gives examples of how people have used PASS plans and what they purchased with PASS funds. You can find more about PASS by talking to a work incentives benefit specialist or contacting the Social Security Administration's PASS cadre. Information on how to contact these people is also in the resource guide. You might find that accessing services and resources from the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation and the long-term care programs and writing a PASS plan takes time. You may even be put on a waiting list for important services that you need to find or keep a job. If this happens, you and your support team may need to spend more time, seek out other options, and be even more creative when developing your employment plan. There are links to more information about PASS in the resource guide. As you move forward with your employment plan, the rules of these programs and how the funding works can be confusing. Teamwork and regular team meetings keep everyone who is working with you talking about who can provide what and how they can help you. Strong self-advocates ask questions, speak up when they don't understand something, and ask people to explain how they are doing is going to help them. You also need to know what you want and need. what you don't want, and how to find the help when you need it. You might have to give up some things to get others. You might also find that what you want now is not the same thing that you want in a year or 3 years or 5 years from now. Schools, DVR, and the long-term care programs should be working together to help you reach your goal of employment. These service systems have worked out agreements with one another about how funding should work, who should pay for what, and their roles in supporting you. These 3 systems follow a transition action guide for post-school planning. A link to this transition action guide, also called the TAG, is in the resource guide. If you are done with school, DVR and your long-term care program should be working together to help you achieve your goals. To work with you effectively, these 2 systems follow an agreement called Technical Assistance Guide for Adults Seeking Integrated Employment. These guides can be extremely helpful to you and your team members. They can also help you understand what your responsibilities are with these programs and how these programs should be working with you and with one another to help you reach your goals. If you are in school and need help understanding how to advocate for the supports and services you need to reach your goals, Wisconsin Facets has people who can help you. Facets provides individualized assistance as well as training opportunities for youth and parents. The website for Wisconsin Facets is listed in Section 8 of the Resource Guide. If at any point you have questions about DVR services or feeling that working with DVR is not going smoothly for you, you can contact the Client Assistant Program. Their contact information is included in the Resource Guide. The Client Assistance Program is not attached to the same state agency as DVR. Instead, it is an independent resource that can help you to understand your service options, determine if appropriate services are being provided to you, resolve issues and disputes, and assist with an appeal or other legal help when appropriate services have been denied. Both Family Care and IRIS have people who specialize in employment. These people can be a resource to you and your team. If you do not feel that your employment planning process is going smoothly, ask your care manager or IRIS consultants to contact the employment resource person for their help. If working with Family Care or IRIS has been difficult for you, or you do not feel you are getting the appropriate services based on your needs, you can contact the Family Care and IRIS Ombudsman at Disability Rights Wisconsin. This is the advocacy and assistance agency that help answer questions and help you understand your rights with these programs. Contact information for the Family Care and IRIS Ombudsman is located in the Resource Guide. Congratulations! You have completed the 8th module of the Self-Directed Employment Planning series. Now it is time to answer the questions for this section in your workbook and explore some of the resources for this section listed in the Resource Guide.